Though here's what the Bitcoin ETF play is really all about. And this is, in my opinion, this is what I think it might be, though. I tend to think very adversarially. I try to be in the middle, pragmatic, but I can be cynical at times, I can be positive at times, I can be all over the place, but I'm trying to be in the middle. I'm trying to see both sides of the spectrum. But I really do think that this play and in Wall Street and the government trying to squeeze people out of Bitcoin really over the last year and a half, raising rates, things of that nature, it's Wall Street greed, which is greed and fear, the two drivers of human emotion when it comes to things like this. Investing is what will keep bringing people to Bitcoin. But I think that they have been trying to squeeze people out so that they can front run and get in and get the price low so that way they can get in before the average person gets in. Because still, most people aren't in Bitcoin yet. So they want theirs, and then Bitcoin can run up to hundreds of thousands to millions to tens of millions per coin, which it will do because fiat will keep collapsing and Bitcoin will keep going up in nominal dollars in fiat because there's only so much Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin keeps going down in supply when fiat keeps going up in supply. So they are opposite of each other. The purchasing power of Bitcoin will continue to go up while fiat deteriorates. But this is, to me, what the Bitcoin ETF is all about. It's Executive Order 6102. It's 1933. In the blog, you can look at my blog here below in the Substack. You can see the write-up I have about this, where Executive Order 6102 is when Franklin Roosevelt did the gold buyback program and said it would make it illegal for people to hold gold. And so that was 90 years ago? Holy cow. 90 years ago, him doing that was confiscating people's property, confiscating their wealth, which is wild to think of. But they could be setting up for that same kind of thing again, where you have the ETFs going on and you're going to have all kinds of a huge flood of cash coming into Bitcoin. And what's going to happen is you have to have this Bitcoin be bought and taken off exchanges or bought from someone to custody for that cash coming in. And this is where gold and silver has gone up the creek without a paddle, because they have done this, and it's just been this spot price where it's not connected, it's detached from the actual physical, because they're playing games, they're manipulating the price, because it's hard to audit. It's hard to audit gold and silver. And this is where Bitcoin, it's very tough to do that. It's nearly impossible to do that. You have a world where you can audit instantaneously and you can move at the speed of light. So you can't play these funny games for too long, or else you go bust when a bank run happens. So this is where they could be doing this again, where they're going to try to honeypot a lot of the Bitcoin, buy up a lot of the Bitcoin, use all this cash to buy a ton of Bitcoin, have it centralized, and maybe they only get a million coins or a couple of million coins. Wall Street does. It's still a lot. I shouldn't say only, but that's a ton. And then what they could do is, people think like, oh, Bitcoin's not in it. They're not doing anything. Or the government's not in Bitcoin. Well, yeah, they are. Because they can just 6102 this. They could just say, hey, we're taking your Bitcoin. We're taking it from you. If you have an ETF, it's not your keys, not your coins. You have it in paper. You don't actually have it in custody in a cold storage wallet, which takes a few minutes to do. That's it. This is not complicated. However, if they order something and you don't believe me, they just did things in the last few years which you never thought the government would do. They were denying medical care to people that didn't have a jab in their body. They shut down world economies, barring you inside your home. Bankers and politicians got off with golden parachutes in 08, 09, and we all just sat back and had to take it. Well, the same thing can happen now. What's stopping someone from locking all those things up, locking up your assets, locking up your account, locking up your brokerage account, locking up anything? What are you going to do about it? You're going to go protest like January 6th, and you're going to sit there and the government's going to entrap you, and then you do anything about it, and there you go. You're done. You're gone. That's where we're living in. So that's where we have to be prepared for that to happen. So I think that is a very real possibility for what they could do. Now, are they going to do it? Who knows? That's yet to be seen. How bad is it going to get? I think that's the question that needs to be asked, is how bad do things get? How much do they really want to take? We're at the end of the fourth turning, so we're at the end here where they're trying to take more and more power, the drowning man in the water, where they're trying to take more power from the people. So it could get crazy, but this is why the most important thing at the end of the day is to take custody of your Bitcoin in your cold storage wallet. Not your keys, not your coins. You have to have it. And at the end of the day, Bitcoin is not an IQ test. It is a humility test. That is it. So appreciate you. Please share this out. The algorithm hates truth. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. This is not financial advice. It is freedom advice, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.